And here in Oklahoma, the theft rate has gone up 2,000% since 2019. With carjacks and electric saws, police say it only takes about 60 seconds to lift, cut, and run. We're just one of 36 states working to pass bills to prevent that from happening. I spoke to a lawmaker who led the effort here, but he tells me he's not done yet. Oklahoma now sits at 15th in the nation for catalytic converter theft.
I know there's more that can be done.
Representative Ross Ford sees it as particularly troubling. He's a 27-year police veteran and the author of the state's most recent law on the matter.
I was wanting to go after the person that actually commits the crime.
He says he wanted to do more in the past session, but had to find a balance between stopping the criminals without penalizing legal sales.
Because there is a market for buying catalytic converters, and that's another problem we have with the law.
His legislation increased the penalty for thieves, making the crime a third-degree burglary charge, punishable with up to $5,000 in fines or 5 years in prison. Current state statute also requires sellers to have ID and proof of ownership.
The problem is there's really no enforcement of that.
He says that's because the regulatory agency overseeing scrap dealers and salvage yards is the Department of Agriculture.
It makes it real difficult when you have an agency that really does not have any investigative powers or the ability to arrest people. They have very few people that can do that in the Department of Ag.
In addition to enforcement, Representative Ford proposes a picture database of sellers, one that could make it easier for law enforcement to identify criminal patterns. And Mr. Ford tells me he wants to bring up new legislation next session. In the meantime, he is hopeful that his bill signed into law back in May will lead to a reduction in the crime.